Hello and good morning from a sunny northern England. For once, the sun's out. Who'd have thought we actually get sun here? So this is quite an early one, but there is another live stream scheduled for straight after this one over on Michelle Walks about the missing young man from Lancashire, my county, but he's missing in Tenerife, which is one of the Canary Islands. So Spanish island. So he's been missing now for a few days, and I've had loads of requests to cover Jay's case. So I'm going to do it straight after this. You should get redirected over to it from this live stream. I've set it up so it redirects over. So that's in an hour and 15 minutes because this one won't take too long. I want to review Seth Rogers' latest interview with Ashley Banfield on News Nation. So Seth was on there with TikTok Tony. So yeah, throwing people under the bus yet again. And I am trying so hard not to be really harsh with Seth, but it's difficult. It's difficult. He's such a... he's so difficult. He's just so difficult. So, you know, apparently only him is missing Sebastian. And also he talks about PIs. So does he have new PIs? I mean, I know this was a recent interview. It only came out, let me look, 5 hours ago, my time. Well, 5 hours ago, anybody's time, isn't it? So I know this is a new interview. So does he have new PIs? Has anybody heard that there's new PIs? And if so, who are they? I'd like to know. Has he not fired Tony? No, apparently not. I know that was a rumour. But no, Tony's on here. So what can you do? What can you do? Say a couple of hellos before we get started. Hello, Mel in British Columbia, Canada. Mike's listening intently. Pincho, yeah, it was a share goal until you sacked everybody. Yeah. Sacked everybody who was actually helping. Britt, welcome here. You're new to the channel. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Karen, Angie Baby, Bubbles. Andrea, Naomi Rose, Rocket Queen, Steph, Walkabout Bridge, Lisa from a sunny central Florida, and Walkabout Bridge is cool in Colorado. We've got a scorcher on the way. It's going to be really early for you guys in Colorado. Wow, it's like middle of the night. Hello, Laurie, Fruit Fly, Sirius Black, Karen, Randa, Snoozy Girl, Gotcha, Rexy, play, oh, Pixar Plays. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this interview. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't think he's got new PIs. Think he's full of crap. Oh dear. Right. Ashley seems to like him, though.
Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, and his spokesperson, Tony Mathis. Thank you to the both of you. And Seth, I'm really so sorry that, you know, here we are having this conversation.
Can everybody hear that all right? Give me a thumbs up that you can hear it. Just need one thumbs up that you can hear it okay. Yeah, good. All right. So, yeah, there's Tony. Got a little bit of a suntan as well, by the looks of things. So, okay.
Conversation with News Nation again about your son, Sebastian, and it's been all these months. Do you have any updates? Have you heard anything, any leads, anything at all from the police?
No, ma'am. I haven't. Every lead that I do come across, I have my private investigators searching into it.
See, so I have every lead that I come across, I have my private investigators looking into it. So who are they? Who are the PIs? Seeing as he fired Heather and he fired Chloe, who's actually looking into his leads? What PIs? Exactly. Exactly. Tony's been tangoed. You might not get that if you're not in the UK. Oh dear. Just watched the replay and wanted to congratulate you on mod status at Dagos. Oh, am I? Okay. What are the leads? Yeah, what are the leads? What are the leads? Or is he just talking crap? What is this? What is this? And why is he getting leads? And no, the cops are not talking to him because he's a blabbermouth.
And have they come up with anything? Have they been helpful?
Well, we've had pictures and stuff come in. My private investigators track it down, and then we find out that it's just another rabbit hole. Sumner County, I give them all the tips that I get.
Okay, so they get pictures coming in. So what, potential sightings? Yeah, all right, that's good. That's good. But why are they sending them to Seth and not to law enforcement? Like, maybe they are, and sending to Seth as well. But everything should go to law enforcement and only law enforcement, surely. Scott H, member for 9 months. Thank you, Scott. Good morning to you. Ever seen the lights were removed from the house? What, Sebastian's house? What, the lights near the garage? Or other lights? No, I haven't seen that. The leads are coming from psychics and social media. Well, yeah, that's probably true. Probably true. Sad to say this, but it just seems like people are grifting off Sebastian. Nobody talks about where he might be or what might have happened to him. I do. I do. I do. I've got so many videos on Sebastian and just Sebastian. Has Seth got a YouTube channel or was that BS? No, I think he does have he did have a YouTube channel with one video on it. And then apparently he took it down. And I haven't checked. But yeah, he did have one. And he did say on a previous interview that he's going to start a YouTube channel and then members can pay him to get content. Great. Good for him. K9 Dream Dog. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Thought Seth would have dumped Tony by now, yeah? Yeah, it's been quiet on YouTube until now. Yeah, well, it's the first time I've seen Seth and Tony for a while. Seth has been quiet. I haven't seen him on any channels. And then there was that rumor going around that Tony was fired. But maybe it's just because he's not been seen with Seth. I don't even know whether Tony's still doing his TikTok lives. I refuse. I refuse to give that guy space in my head. I'm only reviewing this because this is, national news. There won't be a member for Seth to get updates. I know. I mean, look, it's great to have a members area. It's great to give members a little bit of extra content. But if you put in all your content and it's about, updating on his missing son, I think that's a step too far. Think he got rid of it and then reactivated. That's the thing, you know, you don't know who's the real one now. Like there's a bunch of fake Seth Rogers going around in people's chats. The floodlights were taken off, then put back on after the search. Okay. Was it illegal for Sebastian to have a phone or money? I don't get it. No, it's not illegal. Not illegal for him to have a phone or money. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
It's not really.
And so when you give them the tips that you come up with your private investigators, are they thankful? Do they indicate to you that this is helpful? Do you have a good relationship with the police? Do you feel like they're on your side, that they're working hard?
That's what they're conveying to me. But
I can't imagine how hard this must be.
I'm not seeing my son's not here. This is my first Father's Day. What made me a father is not here.
And I feel for the guy. I try not to be hard on him, but just some of the things that he says have been shameful. They really have. But I don't believe that Seth has got anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. I think he's genuinely missing Sebastian. I think he genuinely wants to find him. It's just the way he's going about it that I just can't agree with. I can't agree with. And I think this is what Seth is like, you know, and has been like throughout his life. I think he's a difficult person to get on with. I think he's got issues. He's got a lot of issues. He's got a lot of anger issues. He's got a lot of, you know, issues getting on with people. You know, a lot of people think that he might be on the autism spectrum as well as Sebastian, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you that. Oh, Julia, thank you for the $5. Good morning. Sent me a message on Twitter. Got a second. Turning out with K9 Aura at 6, beating the heat. Oh, thank you. Good stuff. Good luck. I will check my Twitter. Katie is smart, doing what the police told her. Yes. Yes, Chris and Katie have been told, you know, what they can say and what they can't say. And they've abided by that. And so therefore, they get regular updates. Whereas Seth has been antagonistic. So, you know, the police are holding him at arm's length. So what can you do? He is grieving. He is grieving. And I don't want to take anything away from that. I don't want to deride him for him being angry because Sebastian's missing. But I think he's like this all the time. And that's a problem. And just the things he says, the stuff that he said that should never have come out, should never have been in the public domain. And the people he's fired who were genuinely helping, the people he's antagonized who were genuinely helping, like Trevor Lee and Chloe and Heather and, you know, their teams. They had a team of searchers, and just because Chloe was out searching and wanted to vet the people that were on her team, Seth sacked her. And some of the stuff that he said, you just can't believe it. And the stuff that Tony's come out with, absolutely shameful. And the fact that Seth still associates with this guy after he said a whole bunch of complete BS that he's got from TikTok. Well, I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't support Seth. I can't support Seth for that reason. I just can't. No, I don't blame Katie for leaving him either. Can you imagine what it'd be like living with him?
I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. If there's, anything we can do, we'll keep the story, in the news. What's so bizarre is that Katie and Chris packed up and left that home. Are you in contact with them at all? I know originally they weren't talking to you at all. They weren't.
Okay. They didn't pack up and leave. They did not pack up and leave. Chris went back to work. Katie went with him for some time because she didn't want to be in the house on her own. But they've been back. They've been back at the house. But Chris has to work, and he works 3.5 hours away. I believe Katie's back at work now. I don't know whether she's back at work full-time or part-time or what, but I've heard that Katie's back at work now. So, no, they didn't pack up and leave. They didn't run away. Chris and Katie have bills to pay, just like everybody else. And they're not using a GoFundMe to do it. Elizabeth, the testing is fact. Per Dutch's discussion, I'm a madam they talk. What testing? Elizabeth Lander. What testing? Have I missed something in the chat? Sorry, I'm going to have to blow my nose out. Allergies again. I've been out in the field. Hold on, I'm going to mute a minute while I blow my nose. Okay, feel a bit better now. Allergic to grass. And the wheat fields, like half of what looks like wheat is not. It's actually grass. Because we had so much rain over the winter that it killed a whole bunch of the wheat. And regular grass has grown up in its place. And it's all shedding its pollen. And then my next door neighbour has not cut his grass. So that's all gone to seed. So that's blowing in to my house. It's like, oh, it's everywhere. No, we shouldn't know the personal things about Sebastian. No, there's a bunch of stuff that Seth has said that we should never have known. He just keeps making one bad decision after another. He does, Tree Hugger. He absolutely does. He absolutely does. Brian Baller. Not to mention he was lazier than whale shit. As my mama used to say, lazier than whale shit. Hey, that's a good one. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that one. How many press conferences did Summer have in 3 months? Was it 2? In the first 13 days, there was a press conference on the 16th of June, the 17th of June, the 18th of June, the 19th of June, the 21st of June, and the 24th of June. And then they didn't have another press conference until the TBI did an update on the 6-month mark, and then they did a press conference on the year mark. How do I know that? I don't know. I just do. They're all on Michelle Walks. All the presses are on Michelle Walks. Did Elizabeth reply to what testing? Can't see it now. Sacked his PI and gave us a cease and desist. Exactly. Just crazy. Absolute craziness.
Sharing information, which also seemed bizarre to me. Even if a split up is acrimonious, you still have this shared goal, right? To find your boy. Has it gotten any better between you and Katie in terms of sharing info?
It doesn't feel like a shared goal. It sure doesn't feel like a shared goal.
Wow.
It feels like it's only my goal and all of Sebastian's army. It's their goal.
Oh, come on, Seth. Come on. It just feels like it's my goal and not a shared goal, and it's Sebastian's army's goal as well. Come on. Is he trying to say that law enforcement don't have a real intention to find Sebastian? is he saying that other members of Sebastian's family are not missing him and want to find him? Is that what he's saying? It sounds to me like it's one step away from throwing everybody under the bus like he always does. Again, another reason why I cannot support him. Cannot support him. I just can't. Elizabeth. Katie said she and Seth tested for autism gene. I realise there is more to the DNA in the study. There isn't one gene for autism. What they probably will have tested Katie and Seth for is the same chromosomal deletion disorder that Sebastian has. So the 6q27 chromosomal deletion syndrome. That's what they will have tested. So when Sebastian was diagnosed with that when he was a baby, they would have tested Katie and Chris. But chromosomal deletion disorders like that one can be inherited from one or both parents. However, it can also be a spontaneous thing. It's just something that happens very early on in the, basically at conception. It can be a spontaneous mutation. So if Katie and Chris don't have it, it's not inherited. It was just a spontaneous mutation. So no one's fault. It's just something that happens, every few thousand births, there's a spontaneous mutation in the chromosomes. And sometimes it's so devastating that the embryo doesn't develop and it's a miscarriage. Or a baby's born that's incredibly disabled. And then sometimes certain chromosomal disorders, you're basically a regular person, but with some extra challenges. So that's what they'll have tested them for. I would imagine, anyway. Yeah, Seth has manipulated a lot of people. He has. Oh, come on, prophet of truth. Waterboard Katie, she will speak. Look at the success of confessions gained by waterboarding. That's your task for today, prophet of truth. And you will know that pretty much all confessions gained under torture, such as waterboarding, are false. So if you want a true statement to come from somebody, don't torture them to get it, because you get to the point where you'll say anything to make it stop. So go and look at the psychology of torture. Listen, I used to teach this stuff. So that's your job, prophet of truth. Go and research it. Plenty of research out there. What's waterboarding? Oh, it's what they do at Guantanamo Bay and places like that. So they basically hold you underwater and then let you up so you feel like you're drowning, or they lie you back and they pour water on your face so you to the point where you feel like you're drowning, and then they let you up, and then they do it again, and then they do it again, and then they do it again. So they could do it while you're basically strapped down, and they're pouring water into your mouth, or they can dip you in water and then keep letting you up. That's waterboarding. It has a 90% success rate. Yes. Define success. It has a 90% success of gaining a confession, but the vast majority of those confessions are false. So actually you might want to, go and do a little bit of deeper research on that, prophet of truth. So if you want a confession, if you want somebody to say something the captors want to hear. 90% of people who are waterboarded will tell you what you want to hear. But is it true? No. No. Oh, yeah, happens in 2020. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course it does. You never heard of Guantanamo Bay? They do still do waterboarding, yeah. They absolutely do. But I don't think Katie knows anything. So what would the benefit be of waterboarding her? To get her to tell you what you want to hear? Would it be true, though? No.
It's my goal to find Sebastian. But as for contact between me and the Proudfoots, there has been no contact.
Can you blame them? Can you blame them? No.
Still nothing.
So, like, I'm the only one that misses my son?
That got me. I understand he's upset, but he is not the only person that misses Sebastian. All the members of his family miss him. What is Seth actually doing to find Sebastian? What is he actually doing? I mean, yeah, all right, he's raising awareness. Going on shows like Ashley Banfield will raise awareness, but not in the right way. Because once again, it's poor me. I'm the only one doing something here. Boo, boo, boo. But what are Katie and Chris doing behind the scenes? Paying for billboards. Arranging for companies throughout the United States to display flyers in their stores. So even though Katie and Chris are not online every day saying how wonderful they are and what a great team they've become, no, they're doing what they can do, what law enforcement approves of them doing behind the scenes. So, putting out flyers, I know for a fact flyers work. So arranging for flyers to be put out all over the United States, fantastic. The billboards. They've been contributing to the continuation of billboards. Did I hear about the 19-year-old missing in Tenerife? Yes, I am doing a live stream on Jay Slater straight after this live stream over on my other channel, Michelle Walks. So after this live stream ends, it will direct you over there. Exactly. No, he's broken, but he needs to snap out of the pity party. He absolutely does. And start working with the right people. He had all the right people. Contributing to billboards, big whoop. Well, what else do you want them to do? What else do you want them to do, Black Hawk? What else do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? All right, I'll ask it another way. What is Seth doing? What is Seth doing? You uncovered a tenuous connection with a possibility, all possibly innocent. I was encouraged to report it. Done, received a response. Oh, good. Well, don't tell us. As long as law enforcement have it, as long as law enforcement can work on it, then that's good. So hard to watch me, is it, Jane? How can you report on a subject when you are wildly biased? I'm not biased at all. I say what I see. Surely a reporter should keep an open mind, even if you've taken a massive dislike of one of the characters. All right, Jane, these are not characters. These are real people. These are real people. And I say what I see. And if I see someone who is needs to be held accountable for the things that they're saying, even if they are the parent of a missing child, I will say so. I will critique the things that I believe Seth shouldn't have done. That's not bias. That's just speaking my true opinion. Seth has been the biggest, along with TikTok Tony, has been the biggest detriment to this case. Unfortunately, for Sebastian, he's been incredibly harmful. What if Sebastian comes home and he has to pick up the pieces of his life? And, you know, all the stuff about his past trauma, all the stuff about his mother's family, all of that he will have to deal with. No one should have known those details, not relevant to finding Sebastian. And it's Sebastian's story to tell, not Seth's. So I say again, what actually has Seth done, apart from raise a lot of money for his own GoFundMe so he doesn't need to work? What has he done beyond that? What has he done? I know Prophet's trolling. I know. I'm just in that kind of mood. TikTok Tony. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, let me ask you, Tony, if you can jump in here. I know that you and Seth asked for the FBI to engage, take over, become a part of the case. Where
the FBI, Ashley, are already a part of the case. It's not a federal case. So why should the FBI take over? Why should the FBI take over? The FBI have been involved since the very beginning. The card team were in an advisory role at the beginning. The FBI are the ones who've tracked all the vehicles in the area. And the Secret Service have been the ones that have analysed all the tech because they have all the best kit. Yet it's my story to tell, Michelle. Mystic Firefly. I comment on what is out there. I'm not Sebastian's dad. I wouldn't have known any of the details about Sebastian's life if Seth hadn't told the world. So now we're all here. Now we're all here knowing things that we shouldn't know. We literally have zero idea of what law enforcement is doing behind the scenes. Exactly. Exactly. The FBI are busy investigating TikTok Tony's wiener. Oh dear. Wouldn't like to be in their shoes for that. Seth has a lot of big angry insinuations to make, all for his own gain. Sadly, that's true. Or at least it seems it. He said it's my first Father's Day without my son. How does he know it won't be his only one? Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Where has that gone, if anywhere?
Well, as you well know, Ashley, it's only going to go somewhere if the Sumner County asks for them to take the case over. And kind of where we're at and where I've been all along is I just want them to answer one simple question for Seth. And I feel like that he deserves an answer to this question. Are they closer today than they were February 26th? And if the answer to that is no, or we can't get an answer, then I think it's only logical that the case be elevated.
All right. So if the case was elevated, it wouldn't go to the FBI. It would go to the TBI, wouldn't it? Like the agency immediately above Sumner County Sheriff's Office would be the state agency, which would be the TBI. And the TBI are already heavily involved because it's the number where the tips go. 1-800 TBI find. Yes, you can call into Sumner County, but the TBI are the ones that, you know, vet the tips, investigate the tips. There's a whole bunch of detectives on this case. And are they closer to finding out what happened to Sebastian now than they were on the 26th of February? Well, what I can tell you is that they've been able to exclude a whole bunch of possible things that might have happened to Sebastian. So yes, they are way further forward in the case than they were on the 26th of February. They know that there's no evidence of foul play. They know stuff, probably, you know, where they've cleared people. Now, they're not going to come out to the public and say who they've cleared or for what reason, but they'll have a big list of people that they've cleared. That's a big step forward. To be able to exclude scenarios and to exclude potential suspects is a massive step forward for any investigation, because the more you exclude, the more you can then focus on the scenarios that are the most probable. So, has Tony thought that through? No, of course not, because he doesn't actually understand how investigations work. I bet you any money Tony has no idea how investigations work.
Yeah, it seems, I mean, what are we? I think 114 days. I understand that investigators can't always share everything, but do you feel, Tony, that at least they have been, I don't know, optimistic or helpful or hopeful, or at least been keeping Seth up to speed on what they're doing?
I think that we feel like that the communication could always be better. And, you know, let's put you or I as a parent in Seth's shoes. If they can't give you an answer to the question, are you any further along today than you were 114 days ago? I mean, as a parent, are you not terrified to hear that?
Well, is that what they've actually said? Have they actually said we are no further forward than we were on the 26th of February? Have they actually said that? Yeah, it's Cassie. She's snoring. She always snores. Gotta go and get, or you'll get sacked, or you better go then. TikTok Tony's sunglasses did nothing for his tan. Oh dear. Looks like they went on vacation with the GoFundMe money. Well, you never know. I mean, what's this GoFundMe money been spent on? Has there been any accountability whatsoever? Any? With that money? Chubby Chihuahua is snoring too. That's funny. All right, I'm going to finish this.
I can't imagine it. Seth, if Sebastian can hear you, if he's out there, what's your message for him?
Same as it's always been. I need you to get away from whoever you're near. Get to a phone. My phone is still on, son. The same phone number. Everything. I need you to call me. I need you to call 911. I need you to tell who you are. That you need to tell them that you are wanted. I need you home. I need to know you're safe. I need you, buddy. You've always been my buddy, and you will always be my brother.
Stay strong, Seth. We got your back here. We're going to keep the story on the air. Somebody knows something, and there's going to be a lead that turns up. In the meantime, we do want people to know. Seth Rogers and Tony Mathis, thank you for this. We do want people to know that if you have any information on the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, please call the Sumner County Sheriffs at 615-451-3838. Again, take a picture of your screen. I always say it's 615-451-3838. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
That's irony, that is. So the majority of the conversation was about how poor law enforcement's been. That's the insinuation. That's what I took from this. And then at the end, she actually shares the Sumner County number. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. Blackhawk, come on. When Chris and Katie get arrested, make sure you all leave those videos and lives up where you talk shit about Seth. Right, okay. All right. I will leave all my videos up. Absolutely. I leave all my videos up. If new information comes in about a case that contradicts a theory that I've been working through, what do? I do what all investigators do. I change my theory to adapt to the new information. I don't keep flogging a dead horse if there's clear information to the contrary. What I don't see, though, Black Hawk, is any evidence whatsoever that Chris and Katie did anything that directly caused the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. But if new information comes out and they do get arrested, yeah, of course I'm going to leave all my videos up. Of course I am. Because it's a journey. Yeah, we don't know to what extent they've been tracking internet predators. Like they've still got Sebastian's games console. Absolutely. Eliminating scenarios is important as making new ones. Absolutely is. That's how investigations work. You develop a theory, you test the theory, you find evidence that potentially supports that theory, but probably even more important than that, you find the evidence that refutes that theory. And if you've got convincing evidence that refutes your theory, then your theory doesn't hold water. So you leave that one, put that one to bed. That's how investigations work. That's how they do it. So they'll brainstorm a whole bunch of theories, see what fits, see what evidence they've got, and what evidence they've got that refutes it. So, no, I'm not biased. I've got no bias. And whoever, if anyone, is arrested, good. I'm glad. Personally, I don't think anybody will be arrested because I don't think that there's foul play in this case. Unless Sebastian was abducted by someone who he thought was a friend. So I have two working theories. One, that he walked away, not necessarily meaning to run away forever, but possibly. Or two, he went out to meet someone who'd convinced him that they were his friend, but they weren't. So those two theories I go backwards and forwards with. Those are the two theories that I can't refute. Every other theory that has come to my mind that I've kind of tested against the evidence we know, I've put to bed because there's no evidence to support them. It's not even that there's evidence to refute them. There's no evidence to support them at all. Like, subscribe, send money. Don't ask anybody to send money. I'll ask people to like my videos and subscribe to my channel because that helps the YouTube algorithm. But sending money, don't have to send money. I welcome donations, of course I do. Help support the channel, but I don't ask for it. Don't ask for donations ever. Yeah, it was, yeah. Vacation with the GoFundMe money. They went searching in Tenerife. Well, you never know. That might be Tony's intention. Get his name known. At least Caleb Harris's family have done the right thing and got rid of him. Has there been any update regarding that? Regarding what, Courtney? I do appreciate I'm way behind in the chat. Now the chat has just jumped. Very Curious Kiwi gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Curious Kiwi. It's very kind of you. Doxy, Spiritual Being, Rainbow Bee, Chinlow, and Spudler. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You guys get a monthly membership courtesy of Curious Kiwi. But it's winter for you over there, isn't it? Interviews wrapping up. Turn on the tears. Yeah. Yeah. Turn on the tears. Chris's mouth is all the evidence I need in this. Until he zips it and stops his nonsense, I have one eye still on him. Chris hasn't been out speaking. What are you talking about, Auntie Ree? Chris hasn't been out speaking for ages. And when he has been, he's been very, very helpful. Like when he was on Cluminati's channel and Queen Bee's channel, he was really helpful. He answered every single question that he could possibly answer. So, I don't know. I don't know. I know what I say. There was one last I saw at 3,500. Where is it? Oh, that was the reward that I think it was some attorney had set up. But Seth didn't want people to donate to that because obviously it doesn't go into, Seth's hands. So I don't know what happened with that. Why do I feel the search has been abandoned? I don't feel the search has been abandoned. I've never said that. Tree hugger, I've never said that I thought the search had been abandoned. I know there are people out searching. Chloe's team have been consistently out searching. There's a bunch of people out searching for Sebastian on a day-by-day basis. I have never said the search has been abandoned. So I don't know where you've heard that from. I've never said that. We all have theories. Yours is not more relevant than anybody else's. Remember that. I do remember that. But when there are theories that have absolutely no evidence to support them, then, forgive me for criticizing them. Sorry, not sorry. A worry construction sites possibly fell down a deep hole and it was filled over. No, because they were on the construction site, like within less than an hour of him being reported missing. They were on the construction site and all the workers were aware. They probably stopped construction for a while. So no, he's not been covered over on that construction site. Would a 15-year-old go home if everybody knows, about his pull-ups? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Walkabout Bridge, for the $9.99. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Happy summer solstice. Oh, it is as well. Oh, is that not the 21st? 21st, summer solstice. But thank you. He's as toxic as Seth. He's as abrasive as Seth, but he's learnt his lesson. Chris has really learnt his lesson, and he's worked out how to get the best out of the internet rather than antagonize people. But he's like Seth in a lot of ways, that he's very quick-tempered. He's a hothead. But I can't criticize anybody for that because I'm a hothead as well. That's right, Rainbow Bee. Learned a lot more about Sebastian when Chris spoke than ever heard from Seth. Absolutely. Seth, it feels like, doesn't really know Sebastian, or at least in the, you know, the current Sebastian. He talks in the past. He talks about what happened in California. It's all about California, not about now. Chris and Katie actually know Sebastian now and know him the best now. Katie certainly does, because she lived with Sebastian like full time. There are areas specifically. Oh, I was just reading your message, Tree Hugger, and you retracted it. People think the young man is still alive. Sebastian needs his meds. How would they get his meds to him without seeing a doctor? He's not on any meds that would threaten his life if he didn't take them. He's on ADHD medication. So if he didn't take them, he's going to be more hyper. He's going to feel probably more anxiety, but it's not going to be life-threatening. It's not like he's diabetic and needs insulin, or has no thyroid, so needs thyroxine or anything like that would be life-threatening if he didn't have. No, it's not that kind of medication. It's medication to, help him focus, help him sleep, help him, do his work at school and things like that. So no. Yeah, like every grieving parent, I believe Chris went through an anger stage and has always protected his family. I think Chris came off. I mean, I criticized him heavily in the early days because of the way that he was creating more enemies. Although he was answering some questions, he was creating more enemies. That it just wasn't helpful. And he learned to stay away from the Facebook groups, which are incredibly toxic. They are so toxic. And what Chris was doing, he was going on arguing with people, and that was just playing into everybody's hands. And he probably realized that. And now when he speaks, he only speaks on the channels where he feels comfortable and where they're going to actually ask him sensible questions. And he answers as many as he can. And then if there is a question that he can't answer, he says, I can't answer that. He says he can't answer it. And that's fair enough. Katie did say the withdrawal of meds would be bad. Well, that's true. It would be bad. It'd feel anxious, hyper, wired. It wouldn't feel good. But it's not life-threatening. There's a big difference between medication that helps you be more comfortable and more focused and sleep better. That medication is good for you because it helps you. But then in a different league altogether is medication that keeps you alive, like insulin or thyroxine, or I don't know, medication for a heart condition or something. Do autistic people tend to hurt themselves if agitated? Not necessarily. Some do, but it's not a trait of autism. It's not like all autistic people will hurt themselves if they become anxious. So no, some will do. But then some non-autistic people will as well, who might be suffering from, I don't know, a mental health disorder like bipolar or schizophrenia or something like that. If he's being held indoors somewhere, I hope they're giving him vitamin D. Yeah. I honestly don't think anybody's holding him. I guess that's the best case scenario of any other, because it means he's alive. The theory is Katie gave him to somebody, needs that someone to get his meds. I don't think Katie gave him to anybody. I don't think she has a motivation to give him to anybody. Why would she? What's the motive for that? Exactly. Social media needs to realise we're owed no information from the family. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I'm gonna. I had a look on Twitter this morning, just sharing this live stream, and Jay Slater is trending. It was trending an hour ago on Twitter, and I thought, oh no, because the family are out speaking. His best friend spoken, done an interview. And I thought, no, do they actually realise that the world is going to rip them apart? So I just hope that they find Jay Slater very, very quickly before the internet rips into another set of people. I really hope. But that is a good segue into the live stream that is going to happen in 18 minutes over on Michelle Walks. So it's this live stream here. Here we go. Desperate search for Jay Slater, Lancashire lad missing in Tenerife. So that's over on Michelle Walks. I have shared this link on Twitter and in my Facebook group. And this live stream will direct you over to it. Once I click end, it will direct you to the waiting room of that live stream. So there's the link, just in case it doesn't direct you over. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Have a drink, like a gallon of water, because it's quite warm in this little room. And then I'm going to be back in 15 minutes over on Michelle Walks to talk about 19-year-old Jay Slater, who's now, is it day 4 of the search for him? And it's desperate. It's desperate. It's very, very hot on Tenerife at the moment. Didn't Chris want Sebastian gone so he could have faith? No. I mean, there was an issue that Chris had with Sebastian and Faith. So if Sebastian was living at Seth's, then perhaps he's, thinking, well, he's got more chance of getting Faith. But that was arranged. That had all been arranged. So there's no reason for Chris to do anything to get rid of Sebastian, because it had been arranged that Sebastian was going living at Seth's, at least for, most of the time. One motive would be to have Faith in the house. Yeah, but it was arranged that he was going living with Seth anyway. So there's no motive. There's no motive. Right, I'm going to see you in 15 minutes. So thank you, guys. Hopefully see you over there. This is a young man from my county, the great county of Lancashire, who's gone on holiday with his friends, his very first holiday as an adult with his friends, and he's gone missing. And it's a very, very desperate search. Just 19 years old. So hopefully see you over there. We're going to go through the case. And yeah, thanks, mods. Thanks for the donations over here on this stream. I can hear my phone ringing, so I'm going to go and answer that. I'll see you in 15. Bye, guys.